Hey everybody, welcome to Average Guy Opinions. I'm your average guy, John Corelli. Man, I really buzzed myself. I cut my hair this morning and man, there's not much left, is there? This is episode 120. Um, I'm your average guy. Like I said, I'm going to try to do more research, try and stay on top of the news, no matter how depressing that may be, and just give commentary on it. Because you guys know all about me. If you've watched the first 119 episodes, you probably know more than me than you ever wanted to. You obviously know what my opinions are about. You know it's coming from a left slant, and I'm just trying to give some opinions on things that are happening each day. That's where this channel's headed, I guess. I'd like to get better at editing this and maybe throw in funny pictures or little clips. Maybe it's just hard. Time is short, man. You guys know what I got. I got kids. I got a full-time job. I got a father who is in bad shape, and I will probably have to help him as he dies. It's not a lot of fun to think about, but it's true. I do a comedy. I do a podcast. I'm a single father of two, so I'm busy as hell, and just trying to live as much life as I can before I die. That's what I'm working on. But so today in the news, Michael Flynn, former National Security Advisor. I almost said Secretary of State. He was only a National Security Advisor for 22 days. He was kind of a strategist for Trump as well before the campaign, and kind of like a security advisor basically for Trump in 2016. And he was of course, Trump won the election, and then just after inauguration, when Trump was making his cabinet, he nominated or hired. I don't know how you say it when it's a cabinet post, but he made Michael Flynn his national security advisor. It lasted 22 days because part of the problem with Michael Flynn is that he was doing speeches for $45,000 a hit in Moscow. He was next to Putin in those, and so none of that looked good. And he's a big part of the reason Trump was impeached for that. So you want to talk collusion. It looks pretty bad when your national security advisor was doing speeches in Moscow at a highly paid rate during your campaign. So just that alone, like I said, a lot of times I don't follow this stuff. Like I have said in former videos, other videos, I honestly, I'm not a news junkie, and so I don't follow stuff. Honestly, it doesn't affect me. So, I mean, I know Trump's a horrible person, and that's the thing that kills me about all these so-called patriots for this country. Is like, this guy, it doesn't take a lot. You don't have to be a real intelligent judge of character to see that Trump is not a good person. That's not hard to see at all. And, all these patriots that are coming out and saying, I don't know what they're thinking when they're backing this guy. Maybe they should have backed John McCain. Maybe they should have backed even Mitt Romney. Somebody at least who doesn't look terrible in the eyes of the average person who just can tell what a piece of shit he is. But anyway, to get back to it, what happened and why Michael Flynn is newsworthy right now. He was at a Lin Wood rally, and I'll explain who he is in a minute because I had to look that up too. And he attempted to do the Pledge of Allegiance and he fucked it up. It's kind of funny. It's all over the internet, and so I'm going around looking at stuff, and it's funny because Newsweek just did an article on it. It said Michael Flynn accused of messing up the Pledge of Allegiance. Nobody's accusing him of anything. It's on video. He messed up the Pledge of Allegiance. I can't remember exactly what he said, but there were a couple. It wasn't just one or two. I think he said no, I can't remember, but it's not really worth remembering. What's worth noting here is that the man, Mr. Number One Patriots, these guys are self-proclaimed patriots. He does have quite a background in counterterrorism. I'll give him that. But that doesn't take a lot, in my opinion. And then especially after that, he started his own intel agency. Probably made a shitload of money because he knows his boys. He knows the government people to talk to and get these contracts. It's like Bush and Cheney and Halliburton. It's all that same shit. It's all these guys, these low-level wannabe. They're not billionaires, but they're millionaires, multimillionaires. They're worth a lot of money because they're willing to do whatever it takes to sell out to the corporations and to slaughter people on the other side of the planet, and frankly slaughter some of our boys. Bring the military in there in the name of freedom and justice. It's all bullshit. If you believe it, I don't know how you do. It's all in the name of oil or whatever interest the rich people want, the mega rich, the billionaires want. So anyway, tangent happens. Um, so Michael Flynn screwed up the Pledge of Allegiance, and of course, a lot of people are jumping on it, and it's a makeable mistake, to be honest. The reason I know it so well is I hear it every day in school. Oh, and before I get to that, Lin Wood, Jesus, another piece of garbage. He is I mean, he's most famous for getting Richard Jewell out of the predicament he and Richard Jewell was the falsely accused um, the Olympic Park bomber in Atlanta in 1996. I'm sure a lot of you have seen. There was a movie based on it. I think Clint Eastwood directed it, if I remember correctly. Looked like a good movie, a compelling story, and something that is interesting. But Lin Wood, before he got to Richard Jewell, he was the Frank Azar, and people in Denver know who I'm talking about. He's a personal injury attorney, slimy as hell, and now he's a big QAnon conspiracy theorist. So is Michael Flynn, and they all call themselves patriots, and they put on all their red, white, and blue, and they talk a bunch of shit, and they're the most fake people on the planet. It's ridiculous. I mean, I don't consider myself a super genuine guy, but when I compare myself to these guys, I'm super genuine. I at least know what I'm about, and at least I'm not full of shit just to make money. It's really gross. What I was going to get to now is a Pledge of Allegiance. I'll say it for you right here. Don't have it in front of me. I'll look right at myself, which is essentially what I do in these videos because I try to keep in the center. I know the camera's kind of up there. Now I'm looking at you. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Not hard. Been doing it a long time. It's quite an indoctrination, is it not? I mean, we've all probably seen or even been part of the debates where we say, hey, under God, really? If this is such a free country, why do I have to be under God? But another tangent I'm going to go on here. In the movie Jarhead, and the book is really good. If you've seen the movie, it's with Jake Gyllenhaal. It's about him going to the desert in I think the first Iraq War, the Operation Desert Storm in 1991, and it's good, pretty good movie. I like the movie a lot, and the book is even better. If you get to read the book, it's really good. I can't remember the guy's name. I should remember it, but he was an atheist, and guess what? At least back then, it's only 30 years ago, so I'm guessing it's still the same. That was not an option. You have to profess to a religion so they have something to put on your headstone when you die. Isn't that ridiculous? Why can't I just have a plain headstone? I'm not asking for a big, I don't know what the atheist symbol would be if we had one. Would it be just a lightning bolt, or I don't know, some guy rolling his eyes in disbelief? I don't know. But we don't. Why can't it just be a rounded or a squared off headstone? No, they said, nope, you have to check off something. And he did Jewish, I think, at first, to be funny. And they're like, really? He's like, fine, Catholic. I was baptized Catholic when I was 2 years old, but I'm an atheist. And they're like, we don't care. And that's the part of the problem with this country, is the hypocrisy of the whole freedom thing. And I think a lot of us know that under God was put in the Pledge of Allegiance back, I think, in the 20s or the 40s. Either way, I think it was the 40s, like right after the war and during the Red Scare of the 50s, and all the bullshit that went on during that, like the blacklisting of a lot of people in Hollywood, a lot of Jewish people. So when they put under God in there to try to make you feel better when you say something that is indoctrinating like that. Also, the liberty and justice for all part, that's not true. I think we've seen that especially recently with maybe George Floyd sort of got justice, but I'd rather have him not be dead. When I look at it, it's very simple. Just be empathetic and say, hey, if I had that guy on my neck, if I had that fucking cop on my neck, would I rather just have him get off my neck so I'm alive today? Or would I rather die, have a big world movement behind me, and then see that the guy gets convicted, and soon we will see what Derek Chauvin gets as a sentence. But what would you rather have? I'd rather be alive. That's just me. I'd rather live to a nice ripe old age and hopefully die in my sleep, or at least die, sort of my own volition or my own bad choices, because I don't know. But Anyway, so that's my rant for the day about Michael Flynn. I know it wasn't very detailed. I do a ton of research, but I did some and found out some stuff, and found out what once again how hypocritical this country can be. See you next time. Thanks for tuning in. Bye.